Shalom Akim. First off, I want to give all praises, honor, and the glory to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Harakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, the Bayat Dawadah, the house of David. Shalom to you brothers, all right? And some of you sisters that do watch us as well. All right, so today, man, it's just a history lesson. You know, we're going to go into this. I said I was going to do this, and we're going to start with ancient Babylon, all right? So let's just go. You know, I'm going to rattle off facts and stuff like that. You can listen to this back again, Lord willing, if it's edifying, which it should be. This is out of the Holman Quick Source Bible Atlas, all right, which you should buy. You should get this book real quick. I got some more facts pulled up, and also this one here, Nelson's Illustrated Bible Dictionary, definitely worth your $50. All right, and this one's like $30, something like that, $20. Anyway, let's get it. Babylon, it says, was founded in unknown antiquity on the river Euphrates, about 50 miles south of modern Baghdad. The English names Babylon and Babel, Genesis 10 and 10, are translated from the same Hebrew word Babel, all right, which means confusion, all right. It says Babylon may have been an important cultural center during the period of the Sumerian city-states before 2000 BC, but the corresponding archaeological levels of the site are below the present water table and remain unexplored. Okay, now let's just go to the kingdom because I want to go straight into that stuff, man. Here we go, matter of fact, let's lock you down to page number 220, all right, in the Holman Quick Source. All right, it says Babylon emerged from anonymity shortly after 2000 BC, a period roughly contemporary with the Hebrew patriarchs. It says at that time, an independent kingdom was established in the city under a dynasty of Semitic Westerners, or Amorites. It says the sixth king of the first dynasty of Babylon built a sizable empire through treaties, vassalage, and conquest. From his time forward, Babylon was considered to be the political seat of the southern Mesopotamia. It says the region called Babylonia. Okay, so there's a hot spot. All right, why? Because our people, and Jake, you know, Jake always liked them hot spots, man. All right, our people love them hot spots, and we're soon to be scattered. Around this time is soon to be scattered, all right, around the four corners of the earth. But anyways, let's keep going, you know. It says also, okay, it says little is known up to about 1350 BC when Babylonian kings corresponded with Egypt and struggled with the growing power of Assyria to the north. And the Assyrians became a big empire, the Assyrian kingdom, which we went into the Assyrian captivity and also the Babylonian captivity coming out of Egypt, you know, from one slavery bondage straight into the next one, man. You know, that is just how it is, man. Peaks and valleys. That's how life is, man. Right? For the Israelites, right? So anyways, let's keep going. It says, okay, struggle with the green. Okay, it says, after a brief resurgence, the Kassite dynasty was ended by the Elamite invasion in 1160 BC. That's why you got Elam over there today, man. All right, modern day India, man. All those Elamites, okay, them Pakistanis and everybody. All right, those are modern day Elamites, man. All right. And it says here, when the Elamites, and this was in 1160 BC, when the Elamites withdrew to their Iranian homeland, okay, around, and also those people too, Iran, okay, all those same people. Some of those are blended in there too. It says, princes native to the Babylonian city of Isin founded the fourth dynasty of Babylon. After a brief period of glory in which Nebuchadnezzar the first, about 1124 BC to 1103 BC, invaded Elam. Babylon entered a dark age for most of the next 2 centuries: floods, famine, widespread settlement of nomadic Aramean tribes. It says, in the arrival of the Chaldees in the south plagued Babylon during this time of confusion. During the period of the Assyrian Empire, Babylon was dominated by this warlike neighbor to the north. A dynastic dispute in Babylon in 851 BC brought the intervention of the Assyrian king Shalmaneser III, which is also written about in the Apocrypha, man. That's written about in the Apocrypha. I believe it's 2nd Esdras, the 13th chapter, and the 40th verse. Okay? And our people were trying to escape that captivity, man. And that's why they left. Okay? That's why they left to the Americas, man, and fled all the way to this place. Let's keep going. A couple more facts. I'm going to get a couple more facts, too, off this. Matter of fact, let me put this down for a second. Let me get this, because I want to bring this out, too. Just some facts on Babylon. So it says here, Mesopotamia is a historical region in West Asia. In West Asia, situated between the Tigris and the Euphrates, it corresponds to present-day Iraq. Okay, present-day Iraq. And computer's tripping real hard. You know, when you're bringing out them facts, you already know the devil, prince of the air, trying to interrupt everything. They make you click on these links. So anyways, it says it corresponds to present-day Iraq mostly, but parts of Iran, Syria, and Turkey. Mesopotamian civilization was one of the earliest in world history. Babylon was a key kingdom in ancient Mesopotamia from the 18th to 6th century BC. It was initially a small provincial town, but it greatly expanded during the reign of King Hammurabi to become a major capital city. Yep, and also prophesied in Daniel as well. Daniel, the 7th chapter, all right? Daniel, the 7th chapter. It says, it was initially a small, okay, got that. It was also during the reign of Hammurabi that the southern Mesopotamia became known as Babylonia. The history of Babylonia is usually divided into 4 periods: the first dynasty of Babylon, the Kassite dynasty, the middle Babylonian period, and the Neo-Babylonian period. And those are all covered inside of this book, the Neo-Babylonian Empire. So there's different stages, man. It's very important to know, okay? It says the Babylonians were religious people who worshipped numerous gods and built many great temples. Now, it's just like America, the similarities between Babylon, ancient Babylon, and Babylon today, Babylon the Great, which is today in America. You can worship any god you want over here. That's why they say whatever religion, whatever sect, whatever creed, they don't give a damn what you are. As long as you paying that fetty, they don't care. All right, you got the WAP, you're good, you know? Just pay me the taxes and go worship whatever god you want. We don't give a damn. As long as we getting paid. See, that's not righteous. So it says, also says they erected great temples, which they have great temples here in America. Masonic lodges all over the place. Same thing, reincarnated. Okay, bear in mind, keep that in mind. They contributed significantly to human civilization in several ways, including laying the foundation of Western mathematics and astronomy. So that's where you got that astronomy stuff from, man. And you know you got so-called Americans worshiping astrology really hard, especially the women. They're gone. All right? Oh, what are you, a Cancer? What are you, a Sag? What are you, a Sagittarius? No, I'm an Israelite from the tribe of Gad. Oh, what's that? Well, you don't know, but you know what? See, they're wise to do evil, but with righteousness, they have no knowledge, man. Our people are wise to do evil. And this came from Babylon. This is why I'm bringing this out. Now you're going to understand what's going on, man. All right? This is the reason why I'm doing this. When the Lord told me to do this. I was just a vessel. So anyways, astronomy. Know more about the history, rules, language, religion, and culture in Babylon in these 10 interesting facts. Number 1, the Amorites established the first dynasty of Babylon. Mesopotamia had a long history prior to the emergence of Babylonian civilization between 2900 BC and 2000 BC. Two civilizations flourished in the region that would later be known as Babylonia. All right, and I believe that was the Egyptians, if I'm not mistaken. They were around there too, but a little bit later on. It says, some are in the south of Akkad in the north. In 24th century BC, Sargon, okay, just a bunch of, hold on, let me go down. I want to get some, I just want to hit these bullet points fast, man. I want to hit some bullet points. I want to get some bullet points. I want to get things that are relevant in the scriptures. Okay. All right, this one here is definitely relevant. Fun fact of the day, it says, following the Kassite dynasty, Babylonia entered a period of turmoil. The Elamites remained in control of Babylonia for a short duration and were soon displaced by King Nebuchadnezzar. I believe it says the first. From the city-state of Essene, his dynasty ruled Babylonia from around 1126 to 1105 BC. For several centuries following Nebuchadnezzar I's rule, there were a three-way struggle for control of Babylonia between the Assyrians, the Armenians, and the Chaldees. Native Babylonian King Nabonassar, it says, deposed a Chaldean usurper, it says, in 747. And that was the time, 747 BC was when Isaiah was prophesying the scriptures. Isaiah was actually in the Assyrian captivity at that time. All right? Round about that time. It says, bringing an end to the 23 years of the Chaldean rule. The Assyrian ruler Tiglath-Pileser III declared war on Babylonia and emerged victorious in 729 BC. Again, when Isaiah was prophesying the scriptures. Just so you know. However, the region proved... Okay, that thing want to trip. Just literally... just want to trip fully out. That's crazy. The whole page is tripped fully out. It's all good though. I'm back on it. All right. Yeah, they got some type of thing connected to this, man. Might have to just get the book out, man. Okay. All right. However, the region proved hard to govern for the Assyrians and their king. They sacked and destroyed Babylon for its rebelliousness. His youngest son, Esarhaddon, personally ruled Babylon, rebuilt the city, and brought peace to the region. Internal civil wars in Assyria caused its downfall. Remember that. Internal civil wars causes downfall. A house divided against itself can never prosper. Babylonia took advantage of this and rebelled under Nabopolassar, and previously unknown chieftain of the Chaldeans, who had settled in the southeastern Mesopotamia. Okay? And we'll get more facts out of the book, because I want to get this book. Just some, oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, astronomy, all that, man. Oh yeah, you know what? Let me get this out. Hold on a second. It says, there's another fact. It says, it has been estimated Babylon was the largest city in the world from around 1770 BC to 1670 BC. Okay, about 100 years. When was America founded? 1776, right? I believe. Isn't that a little weird? Isn't that a little strange, isn't it? That's crazy, man. But anyways, it says, and then again, between 612 BC and 320 BC. And that's when Daniel was prophesying the scriptures, man. That's when Daniel was in there. Okay? Through that time period. Mainly between about 600 and 530-ish BC. But anyway, it says, it was perhaps the first city to reach a population above 200,000. The Babylonian civilization achieved much during the time of its supremacy. They developed the first ever positional number system in which the value of a digit depends on both the digit and its position. Positional system greatly simplifies arithmetic and helped the Babylonians to make great advances in mathematics. It has now been established that the Greek and Hellenistic mathematicians borrowed heavily from the Babylonians. Babylonia and contributed significantly to Mesopotamian art and architecture, and built massive and marvelous structures like Etamanaki and the Ishtar Gate. Okay, and we know about Ishtar, you know, they celebrate that garbage. Easter, Ishtar, same thing. Their civilization occupies a pivotal place in the history of modern scientific astronomy. And it laid the basis for all Western astronomy. I'll say it again. It laid the basis for all Western, which is American, astronomy. They also laid the foundation for Western astrology. Okay, so all that, well, what's your sign? What's your sign? All that evil, all that garbage. There's some women, if you tell them when you were born, they won't even talk to you, man. Oh, you're Sag? Oh, no, I don't want to talk to you. What the hell are you talking about, man? You stupid, you know? So, you know, that's where they get this from, man. Let's go into these several books. I got several books. Got a lot of more. I got lots of more. Okay, let's get into some stuff that they got here. Okay, let's get this. Okay, it says here, this is page 22 in the Holman Quick Source. Assyrian domination ended with Ashurbanipal in 627 BC. In 627 BC, Babylon fell into the hands of the Chaldean chief, Nabopolassar. That's what we just talked about. The first king of the Neo-Babylonian Empire in 612, it says, with the help of the Medes, the Babylonians sacked the Assyrian capital, Nineveh. Nineveh. Okay? Who was talking about Nineveh, huh? Jonah. Okay? Or Jonah. Who was talking about that happening? It says the remnants of the Assyrian army rallied at Haran in North Syria, which was abandoned at the approach of the Babylonians in 610 BC. Egypt, however, challenged Babylon for the right to inherit Assyria's empire. Pharaoh Necho II, with the last of the Assyrians, and this is in the book of 2 Kings, chapter 23, 29 through 30, failed in 609 to retake Haran. So people talking about, oh, well, why are you bringing out the history? Because it's written in the scriptures? Because it's right in the scriptures? Because what's written in these history books is also written in the scriptures of the Lord? Okay, it says, in 605 BC, this is a pivotal moment. This is when Daniel came on the scene. It says, Babylonian forces under the crown prince Nebuchadnezzar, all right, which is written in the scriptures, routed the Egyptians at the decisive battle of Carchemish. Jeremiah 46, 2 through 12. So it's in the book of Jeremiah. Well, why are you bringing out the history? Well, because it's in the Bible, because it's in the scriptures. All right? That's why I'm bringing it up. It says the Babylonian advance, however, was delayed by Nabopolassar's death that obliged Nebuchadnezzar to return to Babylon and assume power. So this is how this man gained power. In 604, it's really the Lord. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, man. He turneth it like the rivers of a watercourse, whithersoever he will. So the Lord was in the midst, as always. In 604 and 603 BC, Nebuchadnezzar II, this is the one, not Nebuchadnezzar I, all right? But Nebuchadnezzar II, that's the one that was in prophesied through Daniel, okay? Talked about in Daniel, the book of Daniel. 605 to 562 BC. And all along the way, Daniel was up in that mix, man. Okay? The prophet Daniel. So anyways, it says, King of Babylon campaigned along the Palestinian coast, in modern-day Palestine, all right? Because it wasn't called that. At this time, Jehoiakim, king of Judah, all right, which was one of Solomon's kids, became an unwilling vassal of Babylon. A Babylonian defeat at the border of Egypt in 601 probably encouraged Jehoiakim to rebel. For 2 years, Judah was harassed by Babylonian vassals. 2 Kings 24, 1 through 2. Now, why did this happen? Because Solomon went off. Because King Solomon was going off. All right. Let me check my time scale. Okay. I got to make this short, man. I'll probably do a part 2 to this, just bringing out some facts or whatever, It says, then in December of 598 BC, Nebuchadnezzar marched on Jerusalem. Jehoiakim died that same month, and his son Jehoiakim surrendered. Oh, it's Jehoiakim with the N. Surrendered the city to the Babylonians on March 16th, 597 BC. So that's a pivotal time right there. Okay? 597 BC, Jehoiakim's son surrendered the city to Babylon, man. They surrendered Jerusalem. And there's a wrap. All right? It fell right there. Okay, it says many Judeans, which are Israelites, including the royal family, were deported to Babylon. Deported, aka thrown in slavery. Ultimately released from prison, Jehoiakim was treated as a king in exile. 2 Kings chapter 25, verse 27 through 30. Jeremiah also talks about this in chapter 52, verses 31 through 34. Texts excavated in Babylon show that rations were allotted to him and 5 sons. Nebuchadnezzar appointed Zedekiah over Judah against the protests of Jeremiah. But with promises of Egyptian aid, Zedekiah revolted against Babylon in 589 BC. In the resultant Babylonian campaign, Judah was ravaged and Jerusalem besieged. An abortive campaign by the pharaoh Hophra with a P, PH, it says, gave Jerusalem a short respite. But the attack was renewed in Jeremiah 37, 4 through 10. The city fell in August of 587 BC. Zedekiah was captured. It says Jerusalem burned and the temple destroyed. Now, this is a very pivotal time as well. The temple was destroyed. One more time, the temple was destroyed. For those guys in the Old Testament guys talking about, well, you got to keep all the commandments. Well, the temple is destroyed, my man. You going to go build it back up? I rest my case. But anyways, let's keep going. And just end it, around there, So it says, yeah, that's pretty powerful stuff, man. Where was I at, man? Okay, the temple was destroyed. Jeremiah 52, 12 through 14, verses 12 through 14. Many more Judeans were taken to their exile in Babylonia. 2 Kings 25, 1 through 21. Jeremiah also talks about it. And 52, 1 through 30. Apart from his military conquests, Nebuchadnezzar is noteworthy for a massive rebuilding program in Babylon itself. The city spanned the Euphrates and was surrounded by an 11-mile-long outer wall that enclosed suburbs and Nebuchadnezzar's summer palace. The inner wall was wide enough to accommodate 2 chariots abreast. It says it could be entered through 8 gates, the most famous of which is the Northern Ishtar Gate, used in the annual New Year festival and decorated with reliefs of dragons and bulls and enameled brick. The road to this gate was bordered by high walls decorated by lions in glazed brick behind. Now, why is the lion important? Because when you go into if you go into Daniel, the 7th chapter, it talks about a lion with eagle's wings. A lion with eagle's wings. This is part of the architecture that was in the Babylonian Empire. So we know that some of this history lines up with the prophecies. And Nebuchadnezzar's talked about, Daniel's talked about, and in 605 BC to around about 530-ish BC. Okay, so we know what we're talking about. That's why we do this, man. That's why you want to go into the history, because it brings the whole picture together. And then you gain understanding a little bit more about this. All right? So it says, by lions in glazed brick behind which were defensive citadels. Inside the gate was a main palace built by Nebuchadnezzar with its huge throne room. A cellar with shafts and part of the palace may have served as the substructure to the famous Hanging Gardens of Babylon, described by classical authors as one of the wonders of the ancient world, which is something you might want to grab up. Babylon contained many temples, the most important of which was Esagila. It says, the temple of the city's patron god, Marduk. Rebuilt by Nebuchadnezzar, the temple was lavishly decorated with gold. Okay, so, just some facts right there, man. Just so brothers can understand what's going on. And then it goes into the Neo-Babylonian Empire. I might do something on that too. These are just small facts, quick facts, man. I really don't even have time like that, man. I went over my time because I got a lot of stuff to do, man. I'm on a tight schedule right now, but it is what it is. I'm trying to do these lessons and stuff quick and then just keep it moving and doing other things. But Lord willing, that was edifying. I know it was kind of a little bit all over the place, Salakia, but I'm just trying to bring out as many facts as possible in a quick, short amount of time. And hopefully you got all the scriptures and stuff. Jot those scriptures down so you could go into it and be like, look at this. Look, it's in Jeremiah, the 52nd chapter. Look, it's in Jeremiah 52. You know what I'm saying? Or look at this. Oh, it's in here in 2 Kings in Babylon. And then look up the history of Babylon, have them side by side, and just read through them and read through that, read through this, take notes. Do your thing. Get that knowledge, man. Because there's power. Hey, Shalom, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Harakah Kodash, Barakatah, and Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Harakah Kodash, Barakathum. To all Akim, man. Shalom Malak as well. I see you, brother. The history man. The history man himself shows up. Shalom, and Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Harakah Kodash, Barakathum. Shalom, brothers.